and I only got our guys on the radio. But WLS was a major part of our lives, because that was the big station that we got down there.
Yeah. Now, and that probably got you into music too as a kid, because that was like it was the hot top 40 station for the entire Midwest and even into the South. And it's funny you mention this, because I always talk to people from the South about their baseball allegiances, because, the major league teams, other than Atlanta, Atlanta was the first one when they moved out of Milwaukee to come down there. And there's so many people from the South who are that way, but the old school traditional team to love are the Cardinals, and I hate them. So it is a pleasure to meet a Cardinal fan. One of those regional Cardinal fans.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up. Everybody in Arkansas is a Cardinal fan, and their AA farm club was the Arkansas Travelers out of Little Rock, and we saw a lot of those guys come through there. And the rivalry between the Cubs and Cardinals is, I think, one of the best in sports. I mean, it's so intense, and we joke with each other a lot about it, and sometimes we do get mad. But
if it comes down to September, yes, we do.
We get very
sometimes
mad.
Sometimes we get in September, as it may be. Now this year, we'll see, because last year it was actually pretty intense up to the very end. The Cardinals were playing particularly well.
Well, the Cardinals. I mean, this year we're supposed to be in a rebuilding period, and they've done pretty really well. And we're only 3.5 back, I think, right now from the Brewers, and. So we got a chance at the wild card, but there's no way we're going to catch the Cubs. We're 10 games back now, but I got to say the Cubs this year look almost invincible, and they're. I mean, if I had to make a prediction, if somebody said, if you don't get this right, we're going to shoot you in the head. Who's going to be in the World Series?
Which is always rude when people do.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very Mao, by the way, to do that.
It is. I get that all the time. But I would have to say right now that the World Series will be the Cubs and the Angels.
It's a good matchup.
Oh boy, Angels are looking really good too. Yeah. But baseball, I mean, it's like summer, and you're on the road. Now, explain this a little bit. You guys are all on the road in a tour bus, right?
Yes.
And living that rock tour thing, playing rockabilly. Now, is it just the three of you on the road? Because I know there's more members of the band here.
7 of us.
There's seven of you on the road.
Right. On the records, I mean, the actual box masters are Mike and JD and myself. But on the road, we have a couple of guys from my solo band and everything from my solo records, and a couple of other guys we have. Because I play drums on the records, but live, obviously, I have to be out front dealing with the folks. And so we got 7 guys, and all old buddies, and it's a pretty great family.
How many tour buses for 7 guys?
Well, there's 2 tour buses. There's the crew bus and the band bus, and then the semi with all the gear. And JD and Mike actually sleep together on a bunk.
That's
nice. We needed some extra room.
We got 10 people on that bus, so
it gets a little funky, doesn't it? I mean, people think that show business is so glamorous. Oh, would it be cool to be a rock star? But believe there are big acts that are out there that are living this. That you literally. You're on shelves on these buses. You're sleeping like one on top of each other. It's like worse than a submarine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, the thing with Mike and JD is it's not a space issue.
They just want to sleep together.
Yeah,
that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Is the rule? I just came back from the Democratic National Convention, so I just like to say high five to you guys because it's very popular there.
Yeah. Billy, is the rule in the bus only your movies on the DVD player, or none of your movies on the DVD players?
Kind of none in a way. Although lately we can't get away from Mr. Woodcock. It's on every minute.
Yeah, it is on HBO. It's on a lot.
But no, I don't like to watch the old movies there. I saw a couple on there the other day, and I changed the channel because
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, that's old news to me. I mean, after you've made them, you don't really want to sit around and watch them.
But even after seeing Bad Santa, I don't know how many times you've seen it. It's impossible not to laugh.
That one I can watch. That one,
that's awesome.
That one I can watch. I can watch that one, and I can watch a movie I did with the Coen brothers called The Man Who Wasn't There.
Yeah.
We had you on when Bad Santa came out. You were on our Christmas show a couple years ago, and you were like, look at, because I don't think they actually sold the movie exactly right. They were kind of selling it as a Christmas movie as opposed to a Christmas movie on acid, and or crack, really. Let's be honest. And it was, and you were like, hey, wait a second, wait till you see this, and it's now a Christmas classic.
Yeah,
I think
it's become part of the box set. People watch It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, and Bad Santa.
Right, and that thing, the kid with the sled too. That's the story. The people like. All right, stay right there. Billy Bob Thornton is with his band, the Box Masters.
We know it's sparkling ahead, honey. I thought I'd give you a call. Looking for tomorrow to be sunny in the midst of this snowfall. just figure out how. I'm working on a plan to save our home, keep us out of the poorhouse, pay off those loans. I'm working on a plan.
That's R.W. Bud Thornton, otherwise known as Billy Bob Thornton, and the Boxmasters. The Boxmasters that's a very cool. So that's your single, right? The Poorhouse.
Yes, that's the one that's on the radio now.
And now what is this your musical influence? Is this what you grew up with that you really loved, or because it's retro cool now?
Yeah, well, I mean, really, all of us, grew up loving hillbilly music, but we all loved the Beatles too, and all the music of the '60s. So really, the Boxmasters are a combination of things, influences. I mean, it's between the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and the Beatles and the Kinks and the Animals and all those people, and you mix that with hillbilly music, and that's kind of our sound.
And the Who, we're going to play Kids Are All Right here in just a minute. The Who is the greatest band of all times, by the way, Billy Bob. I will not have anybody in this studio more than 30 seconds who does not agree with that statement, and if you don't, you're out.
That's right.
All right.
We agree, too.
All right,
we love that.
Yeah. All right.
And a Christmas CD coming in November, correct?
Yeah, we do. November 11th. We have a CD called Christmas Cheer, which is kind of an ironic title.
This is actually Sticky, who's nothing but trouble, who's in the studio with us here, because we got Sticky Butler, and we also have J.D. Andrew you're the three original Boxmasters.
We're the original Boxmasters.
Yeah. And the one thing about always with the Boxmaster, there's always trouble with the drummer. Did you ever notice that?
Always.
Although Billy Bob, you're drumming on the records, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then up front, you carry another drummer with you who probably will. Something bad will happen to before this tour is over. It always does.
Actually, with him, something bad happens to us. We had a show the other night somewhere. I can't remember where we were. One of those places I think on the East Coast, and he came on the bus, and he'd had a couple of cocktails that evening.
Uh-oh.
And
that was Kansas City, wasn't it?
it was in Kansas City, you're right.
That was right after he about broke his leg.
Yeah.
Always happens to the drummer.
He had twisted his ankle, had a lame hoof, and that's not good for a drummer. And fortunately, we've got a backup with me, but one way or the other, the next thing you know, he's in a tube top and a thong dancing in the aisle of the bus.
Yeah.
It was
Too much
really, really disturbing.
Jim has done that a number of times when we've gone.
Sober.
Right.
One time.
Oh, man.
The rest of your life.
Oh, my goodness. That's always the drummer. I don't know what that is about the drummer.
Yeah, it's
but
always the drummer.
of course, Billy Bob is a drummer.